Did you put him in a dumpster? Did you just let him lay right there? Was he buried? I mean, that's what I need to know.
I didn't do nothing with it. I just let them lay in the parking lot because it was a plain parking lot.
This is Brittany Gosney, the worst mother on the internet. Her crime against her own kid would turn out to be the most gruesome case that these detectives would ever hear.
She brought the body back to the house.
She brought the body back to the house.
She had planned the perfect ruse along with her boyfriend, but it was only a matter of time till it became the most vicious game of blames.
He didn't want to get out of bed. And he was forcing me, like, you gotta get ready to kids, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, why should I have to get rid of my kids?
Now I'm going to jail just for helping her.
Okay, we can figure it out. Okay, listen, this ain't fair to me.
The question was, who would break first?
I've caught you in like 5 lies in about 2 minutes because you cannot remember what bull story or sentence you said 30 seconds ago.
6-year-old James Robert Hutchinson was living with his mother, Brittany, and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, in Middletown, Ohio. The youngest of the 3 siblings, James was always enthusiastic and energetic. However, his innocent life, filled with laughter, was soon about to turn dark. On February 27, 2021, James disappeared without a trace, leaving everyone in shock. The next morning, Brittany and her boyfriend, Hamilton, went to the nearby police station to file a missing persons report. The investigation started at once, with teams fanning out over the entire area of Middletown looking for young James. But there was one thing that made the police suspect this wasn't just a disappearance, and that it could actually be something much more sinister. While the parents were seated to talk about the disappearance, the police couldn't help but notice the lack of emotion and urgency in the couple's demeanor. Moreover, the big question lingered, why didn't they dial 911 instantly after they couldn't find James? Why wait for almost a day and then just casually come to the station to file a report? This question brought suspicion into the minds of the detectives. So they decided to bring the couple in for an interrogation.
Alright, so tell me what's going on. What happened? I'm Detective Hoover. Okay? They called me and my partner out for anything to do with children. Missing children, children that have been, whatever. That's what me and one other guy do here at the PD. Okay? So this is real important, this part, is you have to be 100% honest with me with everything. Okay? Because we don't have this, we're missing a 6-year-old little boy. And we're trying to figure out where he's at. I got to make sure he's safe. Okay? So, your cooperation goes a long, long way. Okay, but you have to be honest with me with everything, no matter what the circumstances are. Okay? So, you can remove your mask if you would. If you don't care. Do you care to take off your mask? Okay.
As long as you don't have COVID.
I don't. Do you?
No.
Then we're good. Okay. So, what happened? What time did you guys go to bed last night?
Well, the kids go to bed at 9.
Okay.
And we normally go to bed at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I knew, I told them all it was 9 o'clock time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
So they all went upstairs to their rooms, and I went upstairs a little bit later to see if they were asleep.
Sure.
And they were all asleep. So then that's when I came down, waited a couple minutes just to see if they might have come downstairs or something, and then I went to bed.
Okay. What time did you get up this morning?
He woke me up at 8.
He woke you up at 8. Did he wake you up any time before that to say that James was missing?
Nothing I remember.
Okay.
He said he tried to wake me up several times, but
you don't
I'm on
remember?
medicine, so
What kind of medicine do you take?
I take anxiety meds.
Okay. I do too.
When detectives ask Hamilton the same question, they find their answers to be quite similar, although they are not completely aligned.
So after the kids go to bed, then you and Brittany go to bed about 10:30. Brittany goes to bed pretty quick, like.
Yeah.
And how long did it take you to go to bed, or did you just slowly?
We turned the TV off. She would lay on me. I cuddle up with her, give her a stellar love you,
right?
Sweet dreams. So about 11:15, probably I fell asleep all the way.
Okay. So, what's the next thing that you remember?
I got up around 3:45.
Okay.
Went to use the restroom.
Okay.
I used the restroom. I went upstairs.
Where is the bathroom? Is it downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
When I got done using the bathroom, I went upstairs to check on the kids like I do just about every time I get up in the middle of the night.
Sure.
And I went through the rooms, noticed the boy, James, was gone. I went down. I got looking in the front door. It was locked. I looked at the back side door. It's unlocked.
So both of them were locked?
No, it was unlocked.
Oh, unlocked.
The back side door was unlocked.
So Hamilton knew James was gone by 4 a.m, but Brittany only woke up at 8 as she was on medication. It's hard to believe that Hamilton would not have been able to wake Brittany up considering the situation they were in. However, let's see what more details come up.
What did you do when you looked in the door and saw that it wasn't there?
I went downstairs checking the doors because he has took off one time before. I found him right out back on the basement steps. He was about halfway down.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in the bedroom. I slid my boots back on. You see I'm still in my night.
Sure.
Slid my boots on. I grabbed my basement key. I grabbed my truck key, my car key. All of that. Went out and checked everything out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere in sight.
And that is... Go ahead.
I walked about 4 or 5 blocks through there looking for him, and then through the alleys and all of that. Didn't see him nowhere. I got tired of walking. I went back home, grabbed my minivan, went out looking for him. About an hour and a half. Got back home. I took me my medicine that I'm supposed to be taking.
What is that?
I've just been buying Dayquil.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So,
sure.
And there's some nights I'll 2-3 hours, and then I'll be up 2-3 hours. I'll get back up.
Uh-huh.
So it depends on it. Last night I got up one time.
Right.
And
so you've been up since 4, or did you go back to sleep?
Well, I went home about 5:30. Took my medicine. I was taking Thermoflu, Dayquil, and Mucinex.
Sure.
Trying to get all of it.
Right.
And took some. I winded up laying there, dozing back off.
In bed or on a couch?
On the couch.
On a couch. So, at what point did you wake up the kids or Brittany to make sure they didn't know where little James was?
Well, it was around about 8:30 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up with everybody, and we all went looking again. And then
right.
So Hamilton searched for James for an hour and a half and then fell asleep. He then woke Brittany up at about 8:30. Well, that really says a lot about how much he cared for James.
So he wakes you up at 8 and tells you what? Or do you wake up on your own at 8, or does he wake you up at 8?
Well, he woke me up, and because he went looking around first, he said he had come in there several times before to try to wake me up, and he said I didn't respond to any time. So he just went outside and looked around, went through all the rooms, the closets, and all that, and he couldn't find him anywhere. So then the next thing he thought to do was just go around a couple blocks, see if he might be close by.
Did he walk there, or did he drive there, or what did he do for that part?
He drove around.
Okay.
But he came back and woke me up, and he was like, James is calling? I was like, what? And I was like, no, I thought he was upstairs asleep. And I even woke up the brother and sister, maybe thinking they might have seen him up and about, moving around or something, and they said they didn't hear nothing, they didn't see him.
Things are starting to become contradictory. Hamilton's story and Brittany's story are not aligning well, and this could prove to be the first key piece that the police need to cast more suspicion upon the couple.
What's your gut feeling of what you think happened to little James?
I don't know. I'm hoping he's somewhere there in the neighborhood hiding.
Does he have any friends that he hangs out with?
None I'm aware of.
Does he have any of the parks that he likes to go to?
Any parts, I mean, he's ready to swing, anything, where he on it. I mean,
So-
any kid. I've taken places, do things with them, but if they're bad, I don't reward their behavior.
How do you guys normally discipline them whenever they do screw up?
Make them stand in a corner.
Okay.
I mean, I'll try to refrain from whooping their blood or any. So worried about 2-for-1 kids with their, I mean.
Right. You ever been in trouble with them before?
No, sir. I mean, well, my brother Lee called them on me one time. They came out.
Was that over on Woodside?
No, it was down Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
And they came out, investigated everything. He lied, said that I was burning my stepdaughter's hair. And burning her. She walked around with black eyes all the time. So they came out and investigated it all. I wasn't home at the time.
Right.
So I had to take off work one day. I was busy doing a side job.
Right.
The very next day I took off work, went downtown to where the building is. Went in, I discussed it with them, and that was the last we heard.
Okay.
We heard nothing else.
It's quite obvious that the detectives are not trusting their words at this point. So what they now do is to ask both of them these questions and see how each one falls apart. And to first understand their relationship with the kids, the detectives delve deep into the specifics surrounding drugs.
So, what's it called? What do you take?
Hydroxyzine 3 times a day, and then I take this blue pill. I don't know what the blue pill's called.
Okay.
At that time.
This is where I need you to be honest with me. It is what it is. Okay. Do you use any other type of narcotics, drugs, illegal drugs, or anything? Do you smoke weed? Do you? Okay. You don't use heroin. You don't use.
No, I've had family members that passed away from that stuff, and
okay. Do you know?
That pushes me away. So.
Do you know if your boyfriend does? Does he use any type of dope at all? Not that you know of. Well, you would know more than anybody. That's what I'm asking. You're not going to get him in any trouble. I just need to know if you're being honest with me. That's what I'm trying to feel.
I mean, I've never seen it. I mean, we smoke cigarettes.
I'm not talking about that. I said drugs, illegal drugs. Of course, a lot of people smoke cigarettes. A lot of people smoke weed. A lot of people use heroin.
I mean, he smokes weed, but that's the only thing I know of.
Okay, that's all.
I don't know if he does anything else.
Okay, you don't need to protect him. I'm getting a feel for you. If you're going to be honest, I just need you to be honest with me. Honestly, don't overread into any of my questions. Okay, I promise you.
The detectives don't exactly get the answer they're looking for. But with due time, things are about to get worse for the couple, and the detectives start off by giving them a hint of what is about to happen.
Well, I'll find him. Okay, I'm really good at my job, so I'm going to find your boy. Okay, and my partner's really good at his job, so that's what we do. We won't leave here until we find this boy. I need you to be, if you think of anything you need to talk to me about, and I need you to make sure you tell me. Okay, if you're protecting yourself because maybe something went awry and the boy's hurt, then I need to know that kind of stuff. If you're protecting James, your boyfriend, from something he may have done accidentally, then I need to know that. I'm going to ask you to take a polygraph exam. Do you know what that is? It's a lie detector test. Okay? And because there's something going on here. Something's not right here. I've done this, like I said, I've interviewed hundreds of people over my career, and people get scared, they get themselves backed into a corner, and they don't know what to do. And my job is to help them through that, because sometimes it is what it is. Something happens, and parents freak out and don't know what to do. Okay, so my job is I'm going to go talk to James here in a few minutes, and I'm sure he's going to tell me a little bit different story. Okay, because that's what I get. That's what I find when people aren't telling me the whole truth about everything. You can help yourself out tremendously if you know anything about anything that happened, because if I prove otherwise, that you didn't tell me the whole truth, then that doesn't look good for you. Okay, that's not going to be good. If you're forthcoming with me now, I can deal with whatever happens. I can deal with whatever, and we can go through that together, okay? But I need you to be honest with me about everything, because I'm going to find what happened. I'm good at my job, and I'm going to find what happened to this little boy. So is there anything else before I walk out of here? This is your opportunity to be 100% straight with me. I suspect James, or this is, I got mad at the boy last night and I spanked him and he took off out the door, or just anything weird. It's fine to tell me. You're not going to tell me anything that's going to surprise me. Okay?
I mean,
you hurt your baby.
Yeah.
Now, do you know?
I love my kids. I would never.
Okay. Do you know who hurt your baby?
No.
Do you know your baby's whereabouts right now? Okay. Do you suspect James is doing anything to your baby?
No.
Okay. You're 100% sure on that one?
Yeah, he loves him like every do.
It's quite clear now that Brittany is finally getting an idea of the trouble she's in. She cannot predict what Hamilton will say on the other end, and the detectives take full advantage of this.
All right, so James is telling a little different story. All right, so this is what I need to do. In the middle of the night last night, okay, you went upstairs and you picked James up out of his room, and you went downstairs where your boyfriend was at. Tell me, and I'm not going to go into everything James has told me, okay, because I'm still looking for you to be honest with me, okay? Tell me about that. Tell me what happened after you picked him up out of the room and went downstairs.
I said, I don't remember picking him up, taking him downstairs.
You don't remember anything about picking him up, taking him downstairs in the middle of the night? James is pushing this off on you. Okay, I'm going to be real upfront with you about this at this point. Okay, so you need to be very smart, and honesty goes a long, long way with me. And if there's any criminal charges in the future, honesty goes a long way. Okay?
The detective is trying to create some trust issues between Brittany and Hamilton in the hopes that they try to throw each other under the bus. And as they try to do just that, the detective is hoping that their stories fall apart completely. Brittany was their first target, and now it's Hamilton's turn.
Brittany's kind of told a little bit different version. And I would say a little bit just because that's just being conservative. She's told a little bit of a different version of kind of the events leading up to what has occurred.
Yes, sir.
Everybody doesn't see something the same. Everybody doesn't view something the same. Everybody doesn't remember something the same. But that's why I'm trying to talk to you again. I'm not trying to trip you up. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to make sure we didn't miss something.
My main concern is finding James, sir. That's my main concern right now.
Sure.
I mean, that's all I got on my mind. Where's my stepson?
Then help you guys find James. That's why we're here.
I gave you all the information I know.
Okay. So at some point during the morning, Brittany goes upstairs and picks James up and brings him downstairs. Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Because she's claiming you were awake and you were there when she brought him back downstairs. Is she incorrect there, or is she making that up, or could that have happened? And
it could have. I may not remember. I mean, like I said, I'd sit there and I'd doze off.
Sure.
I mean, I was sitting right here going to sleep. Like,
Sure.
I mean,
So do you remember sometime after all the kids went upstairs and they were asleep or went to bed, because God knows they may lay there for an hour, but sometime after that, Brittany goes upstairs and gets little James and carries him back downstairs?
Not that I recall, sir.
Not that you recall? Okay.
This is obviously going to make both of them nervous, and if they're hiding something, it's just a matter of time until one of them tries to blame the other first. The interrogations have now become a competition between Hamilton and Brittany to see who squeals first.
So when you put them to bed last night, they were all upstairs.
Yes.
And
I even went up there.
did the two boys They have different rooms? Or do they share a room?
Well, I leave their bags of clothes in the one room because
Right.
I tell them if they want their own room, because there's 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I told them if they want their own room, then that's fine. But if you don't feel safe
Right.
or comfortable, you can sleep in your brother's room, but you cannot sleep in your sister's room.
So he gets done going pee. And then what?
We went in there, I turned cartoons on.
And you've already been upstairs by now and got his bedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What
went,
is his bedding?
a blanket that lays on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
another blanket to cover up with, and a pillow.
Okay.
So I went upstairs, came back down. I told her, because he's like, Mom, can you turn something on so we can see? And I turned the TV on, that way it wasn't waking everybody up in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned the TV on. He asked, Mom, can you put cartoons on? I put cartoons on for him. Because they like, when they're doing their schoolwork at school, they do their work. I don't know if your kids get on YouTube and watch all these SpongeBob and all that. They get on YouTube and watch SpongeBob, but he wanted to, we don't have cable, so, and he has to watch cartoons. I was like, I'll find something, and there might be something on it this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going through the channels, found the channel. He said, that's fine, Mom. So I sat there on the couch. He was sitting on the floor, on his bedding, next to brother and sister on the floor. And he was just sitting there. I asked him a couple times here and there, are you okay? Is something still bothering you? Are you still scared? Do you feel a lot better?
So how long have you been asleep before you think he woke you up, roughly? If you could guess.
I don't know, maybe like 34 hours.
Okay. So if you,
Because, I mean, once I go to bed, I go to bed at 10. Once I go to bed, I'm out.
Right. So why didn't you tell me all this before when we were talking? Why didn't you tell me all this story before? Because I just asked you if you remember going upstairs originally when I came in, because that's what I'm being told. And you didn't remember any of that. Now all of a sudden you're remembering detail about him.
I have a bad problem with memory issues. I couldn't tell you about, I can't remember day to day.
As soon as Brittany feels cornered, she brings forward a new piece of information in her own defense. That is, a memory problem. But coming back to Hamilton, he too now starts changing his version bit by bit.
You go up, you make a sweep, and one more time, they've all got their own bedrooms.
Yes.
And it was your understanding that little James was in his room?
Yes.
Okay. So, because is saying, and kind of half-backed him up here, and again, I know there were kids, but that James was actually in his bedroom sleeping on the same mattress or bedroll that when Brittany came in and picked him up and took him back downstairs. And as for Brittany is saying that you were awake when she brought him back downstairs.
Well, when James went upstairs, it was 9 o'clock, their bedtime.
Okay. But
normally by then I'm done sitting there dozing on the couch and that, getting ready for bed myself. I mean, I get up between 4 and 5 o'clock every morning and get ready for work.
Sure.
I mean, weekends, it's the only days I got off. This morning, like after I came back from looking from him around 5:30, I laid back down, fell back asleep.
So when you got up about, you said, let's say about 4 o'clock, when you first noticed James was not in his bed, correct?
Correct.
And did you check all the other kids' beds?
I didn't actually check. I just looked through the door.
Sure. And made sure that James wasn't in there.
Yeah.
And then at that point, did you say anything to Brittany?
Yes, I woke her up, told her that I was going out to look for him, and I'd be back.
Okay.
Apparently she laid there and dozed back to sleep.
Sure.
Initially, he said that he woke Brittany up only at around 8, but now he speaks about informing Brittany about James' disappearance before he left the house to search for the little boy. The longer these types of inconsistent statements continue, the worse the situation is going to turn out for them.
So where all did you drive then?
I don't really know all the names of the streets,
But just right around the
I
neighborhood?
made it all the way from Braille over to almost Titus, driving up and down streets.
So you drove all the way out to Brill?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was looking all over for him.
Sure.
I went down as far as I went was to Grand, I believe it is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I went down in
Did you make it over to Roosevelt, like around the tunnels and the woods and all that? So did you cross the tracks at all?
No, I have not.
So while you were looking, you went all east.
I went all over by our house.
Right, but you went all east. So at no point during that time frame were your Googling going to show that you were west of the tracks.
No.
You never went across tracks. So very good, very good.
It's actually funny to see the detective's sarcasm coming out slowly. Well, Hamilton is the stepdad and obviously a suspect by now. However, Brittany is the biological mother of James, and getting the truth out of her is the top priority.
You're still not lying. You're lying to me about some stuff. So, did you grow up in church or anything in the faith? Christian faith?
I remember when I was a little kid that my grandma used to take me to church all the time.
Right. Well, I suspect something accidentally happened, okay, because you are all over the place with your stories, okay? For whatever reason, you're scared and you're not telling me the whole truth, okay? And I understand you being scared. I know you don't know me, okay, but I'm the most honest person that you're ever going to talk to, okay? I'm telling you, it's in your best interest to tell me the entire truth, okay? Or you're going to be in a world of hurt. I'm telling you. No matter what happened. No matter what happened. By telling me the truth goes a long way. It's going to go a long, long way in this process, okay? I know that something either accidental or something happened to James, or you wouldn't be all over the place like this. I've done this a long time. Okay, this is all I've done for 27 years. Okay, is talk to people. You have to tell me what's going on and what happened. Okay, at this point, because James, your boyfriend, is telling a different story than what you're telling. Okay, you're deflecting, you are minimizing stuff, meaning that, you're guys not telling me the whole truth. Well, he's breaking down. Okay, he's telling me the whole truth. Okay, so you can sit here and keep lying to me. I can't make you tell me the truth. You know that. You're going to have to take a deep breath and tell me what happened and what's going on here. Because something happened. Okay, there's nothing you're going to tell me that I've not heard a million times over my career. Okay, but I need to know the truth. Because believe it or not, I know it's an old cliche, the truth is what helps people. The truth is what sets people free. Okay, you don't want to live with what's going on here. Okay, you want to tell me the truth. Most people finally tell me, okay, this is what's going on. Okay, that's your choice, huh? Okay, but you know what happened. You know what happened. Only you know, and James knows, but only you're going to be able to get out in front of this the best you can. Okay, I have to see some remorse.
And finally, the detective's sympathetic words work, and Brittany at last opens up with her first statement.
Okay, the kids wasn't listening. Well, kids don't listen. You've probably been there long. Mm-hmm. Well, kids wasn't listening. I try my best. I don't like yelling and screaming at my kids. Because I feel like if you're yelling and screaming at them, they don't want to listen.
Okay.
So they're more scared of you yelling and screaming at them than wanting to listen to what you're trying to tell them.
Right.
But anyways, we took the kids. I'm sure you did too. But we take kids as like the toys, take them away, put them up until they start
Right.
coming back as being behaved. They also have a lot of times lying about, I didn't pee myself and stuff like that. The one that's out here, the boy, the son, he likes peeing on himself and kind of, I'm sorry, Mom, but yes, I did. Like 20 minutes later, like, why wasn't you telling me then? But anyways, they wasn't listening, and he thought that James thought I wasn't making him
Lying, right.
Because he's normally at work nonstop. But he thinks they hate him because they don't really listen to him well. Sometimes they don't even listen to me, but they're kids.
Sure.
But
we can get into all this stuff. Okay. Tell me what happened.
James told me to get rid of the kids.
Okay.
And so I took them for a drive to make them think I'm going to get rid of them, but I'm not going to get rid of my kids for anybody on this planet. And he told me to get rid of them because they were not listening. He was tired of putting up with it. And I kept telling him, like, I'm not going to get rid of me after kids. Like, I can take them, give you a break. And for me and them for a little while, take them for a drive, whatever. But I'm not getting rid of them. They're my kids. I will not do that.
Okay.
And I said, if I wanted to do that, I would have gave them up a long time ago. But he kept telling me, either get these kids under control or get rid of them or do something with them. So I tried asking family members to...
So what happened last night? Let's fast forward to that.
We went for a drive. I don't know what road it was.
Okay.
We were just driving around. Well, the kids were going to the bathroom. I had pulled over to this, a little booth.
In Middletown?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little stall or something. A bathroom. I pulled over to the bathroom and let them all use the bathroom. While it was raining and stuff, I left the door unlocked in the van and told them, we'll all go in here. Not all of us at once, but each one of us go in here one at a time, use the bathroom. So we went in the bathroom. Well, I couldn't go in there. But when I went to go in the bathroom, I told him to go ahead and just get in the van. Well, James had slipped and fell because his shoes were wet, slippery, and he had hit his head. And
did it kill him? Is that what you're telling me? Did the fall hurt him?
Well,
and now her words will prove what kind of mother she's been.
I asked him if he was okay, he wouldn't answer me. So I noticed he was breathing kind of heavy. And I thought maybe that's not normal. I've never seen him breathe that way before. Well, he was breathing, I don't know how long he was breathing for, but he had fell and busted his head on the side of the van and trying to get in there. And he was breathing heavy for a couple minutes, and then I tried to do CPR. Couldn't get him.
So he stopped breathing. And where's his body at? He's doing good. Okay, just tell me where his body's at, because I gotta go find him. For you. Okay, this is called closure now. Okay. Where's his body at? Would you take it back home with you?
No, I left it.
You left it? So who's all in the car with you?
All of us.
James, you...
Yes, we always
and the 3 children.
As a family.
So all 5 of you?
Yes.
Alright. And what park was this, or where was this at in Middletown? Because it would make sense to put, to me...
It was...
Did you put him in a dumpster? Did you just let him lay right there? Was he buried? I mean, that's what I need to know.
I didn't do nothing with it. I just let them lay in the parking lot because it was a plain parking lot. There was, I believe, like water over here or something. And there was one little stall, and I let them just lay on the ground.
Okay, did James do anything with him?
If you think a mother leaving her 6-year-old's lifeless body behind in a parking lot and then recounting the incident without a tear is heartless, then you are in for a sheer horror and so much worse.
I mean, it doesn't make sense just to lay him right there on the ground. So.
Well, I left him laying in there on the ground because I was going to call the ambulance, but I was scared, shook up, didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So
now we need to figure out where this is at.
Well, the little boy was laying on the ground. I went to the bathroom and told him to try real quick, because I couldn't hold myself. I told him, you try real quick to give him CPR. And so I went to the bathroom, I came out, he was gone.
Okay. What did the other two children say about all this?
Well, they were in the back seat, so they couldn't.
Okay. I'm going to give you a break here for a second, okay? Relax, okay? I'm going to go out and talk to James real quick and see if we can't figure out where this is at, okay?
Brittany indirectly throws Hamilton under the bus, but Hamilton is still unaware of what is happening in the other interrogation room. And now it's time for him to defend himself.
My girlfriend there, and I'm terrible with names. What's her name? Brittany. All right, now she's told me most of the truth, okay? She's saying she don't remember where he's at, but she's told me about he's dead, okay? And that you guys were together with the children, okay? It is what it is. Like I told her, can't change it. I can help you through this, but you got to help me through this, okay?
What do you want to know, sir?
I need to know where the body's at.
That I do not know. As for me being with her and the kids, no, sir, I was not.
Okay, and we can talk about that later.
At home.
We can talk about if you were there or not later. Okay, she's saying all 5 of you were together, and this is what happened. Okay, and I'm not going to go into details what she told me there. Okay, so at this point,
well, what did she tell you that happened, sir?
Well, I know that he's dead, and I know that his body's somewhere, and I need to figure out. I'm wanting right now to recover his body is really important to me because it gives closure to both of you guys. Okay, that's the most important thing. We can go into detail later. Okay, but right now I need to know where you guys were at when this happened, or where she was at when this happened. Okay, because surely she's smart enough to tell you, even if you weren't with her. Okay, you got to take some ownership of this. Okay, don't minimize anything.
The ownership I would take of it where I didn't call when she brought the body home, sir.
And here it is. Brittany has lied about leaving her son's body in a parking lot. This is what the detectives have been waiting for.
Okay. Where is the body then? When she brought the body home, what did she say she did with it?
She didn't tell me, sir. It happened up at Rush Run Park is where it happened at.
It happened in Rush Run?
Yes, she was supposed to take the kids up there, give them a scare tactic.
Right.
Drop them off for a few minutes, turn around, go get them, because they all was acting up real bad.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden she calls me, tells me he's dead. Who's dead? And she told me that James was chasing after her, that he tripped and fell and hit his head, busted his head open.
Okay.
And he was dead.
And that very well, it's an accident.
But now, so when she brought the body back to the house.
She brought the body back to the house.
And what's the conversation then?
I
didn't freak out.
I was. I told her. I mean, she called me. She said, I can't find nowhere to do this. That's drop off or nothing. I said, Rush Run, boat dock. Right there by the bathroom.
Right.
She told me that she's at some building.
Right.
I don't know exactly where she's talking about, the building up there at Rush Run or none of that.
So, did she leave? You're saying she brought the body back home, though?
Yes.
Okay, where was the body at when you saw it?
Upstairs in his bedroom.
In his bedroom. And when was all this? A couple days ago? Yesterday, today?
Friday night.
It was Friday night, so we're into Sunday now. We were Sunday morning. And how did you guys come up with the idea of, well, we're going to have to report him missing at some point, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was her idea, sir.
Okay.
The story is as disturbing as anything could ever be. For a whole night and a day, Hamilton and Brittany had kept James's deceased body in their house, trying to come up with a plan to get away with murder. They might have thought what they did was diabolical. However, why even plan all this if it was just an accident? Why not just call 911?
This is going to help you tremendously. If I can find this and you weren't there, then if you can help me find the body, then that's going to be huge for you.
Right now, you're trying to do the right thing and help out your fiance. You're protective of her already. We've established that because you were talking about having dirty pigs ever, and you don't. And that's what a man does. The man protects and helps. I'm going to call her your wife, but nobody's blaming you for you trying to help her. But,
yeah. I help my wife. Okay, I understand that. I understand the love that you have for her, okay? It's not what we're talking about. We really do understand that. So she brings the body home. Is it in the bedroom? And then what happens? Even if you yourself went out totally by yourself and got rid of it, I just need to know where. You're still
helping your wife.
I don't know exactly where it was, sir.
Okay, were you with her when the body was dumped?
Yes.
Okay. If we went out driving, did you take it back up to Rush Run?
We wasn't up at Rush Run, man. He's off the bridge. He's in the river.
Okay. What bridge? Middletown Bridge?
No. Cincinnati.
Down Cincinnati?
Well, it's the bridge that goes from Kentucky to Indiana.
Is that 71 bridge? Is that 71?
275.
Oh, okay.
Right. Did you bag him up or anything?
No.
So he was in his clothing? Okay. How did you what time of day or night is this?
This was about 3 o'clock this morning.
This morning? Okay. What did you do with the other two kids go with you then?
No, they was at home and back asleep.
Alright, so both of you guys get up. We got to do something. And then take him down to Cincinnati off 71. You're thinking
275, yeah.
Okay, and just throw him off the bridge, or did you
hold him off the bridge?
There are no words left to describe this story. Hamilton confesses to what they did to James's body. However, Brittany is still unaware of this. It has to be said that the detectives' tactics are remarkable, and very soon they'll lead to the truth.
Alright, so James has told me that body was dumped off the bridge, okay, that you guys went together to do that this morning, okay. Is it the Ohio River? Is that what we're talking about, or where?
It's between Indiana and Kentucky.
Between Indiana and Kentucky?
I don't really know my ways about.
Okay. Was the body wrapped in anything? Or did you just have clothes on him, or what?
He had clothes on.
Okay.
Do you know what he was wearing?
His red jacket. It's like a camo red jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Black and white shoes.
Reds? Cincinnati Reds?
No, it's just like a plain camo red jacket.
Okay.
The brown school pants.
Oh, yeah, tan khakis.
Yes. A pair of those and it was a black and red shirt. I don't remember what was. It was a long sleeve. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember exactly what was on the shirt. I just know that's what he had on.
Sure. He had glasses on. Or did you have his glasses? Where are those?
No, he has his glasses.
So whenever he went in the water, he had his glasses?
He wears them every day.
Okay.
He's blind.
And you made sure he had them on whenever he...
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, James tells us a little bit more detail. Okay, so I'm going to get into some of that with you now. Okay. And you're starting to come around with honesty, and I need that. That's what's going to help you. Okay, can't help us find him. So one of the differences is James says that he wasn't with you up at the park when all this happened. Is that true or not?
I don't know if it was a park. It was an empty parking lot.
It was an empty parking lot?
Was it near any water, near a lake?
There's water here. I don't know what it was.
See any boat docks, any boats in the water?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
And then there's like woods off to it.
If I pulled it up on a map, would you be able to look at it or no? Was there
I'm trying to remember the park. Something Run.
Rush Run?
Yeah.
Was it Rush Run?
Yeah.
And you were near the water?
Yeah, it said it was Rush Run Park, but I seen water, so it had to been a lake or I don't know what it was.
Now, James goes into a little bit more detail what happened to him. What happened to your son. Okay. First off, was James with you when all this happened? Your boyfriend? He was not.
The 3 kids.
The 3 kids and you?
Yeah, well, he told me to go somewhere.
To do what?
To get rid of kids.
To get rid of the kids. Okay. So, the truth now is, he didn't just slip and bang his head. Okay? Because you've done really good up till now. I need to know precisely how he died, how he passed away. So, I know this is a hard part for you. Okay, and I know that you're a mom, and I know you have feelings for James, but you're a mom, and you love your children. Okay, I'm sure it was one of the hardest things I know it was the hardest thing you've done to one of your children.
I've never got rid of my kids, ever.
I know, and you went down a wrong path here, and you know that now. Okay, specifically though.
He was not with me.
Okay.
It was just me and the 3 kids because he said he needed a break or I need to do something with the kids.
Okay.
Brittany knows she now has no other option but to put as much blame on Hamilton as possible. But with the continuous changes she's made in her statement to hide her big secret, it's easy to predict that she will screw this up.
And it was going to the lake, park, whatever it is.
Have you ever been here before? What made you go there? Because it's kind of out of the way.
He has a friend, well, he used to, he no longer does in life and whatever, got an argument. He has a friend named Dean and Ashley that lives somewhere out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly where. Because every time he went down there, that's where he drove. I don't know nothing. I'm a new driver.
So you were kind of familiar with that area from being up at their house?
Yes, kind of not. I remember him stopping once to let one of the kids use the bathroom in his porta potty thing.
Yes.
And so that's why I stopped, because they was like, I gotta pee. And that's the only place I knew around here that I knew for a fact had a little gas. Because there was no gas station. I couldn't remember no gas stations nearby, and I didn't want them to pee all over.
Sure.
So I stopped at the porta potter, let them, each kid use the bathroom. So James went to go get in the van. Well, James didn't want to get out of the van.
Right.
I'm talking about the kid.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get out of the van. And he was forcing me, like, you gotta get rid of the kids, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, why should I have to get rid of my kids? Why can't you just go?
Sure. So he wouldn't get out of the van, and what happened?
And I told him, because he had to use the bathroom too, told him I wasn't going to leave him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking about leaving him, so I kind of like pulled off a little bit, and James fell kind of down on his knees, got back, went to go get back up, and then just dropped.
Did you hit him with the van then?
No, I didn't hit him with the van.
Okay.
I didn't run him over. I didn't do none of that.
Okay. So he hits the van.
He had the van's door slides open.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a handle of the van.
So the door is open?
No, they slide back.
Right.
It's a minivan.
Right.
They slide back. He had the handle of the van, the back door van, on the driver's side. And when I went to go kind of pull off, he didn't have the handle in his hand. It was kind of just like standing there. Not close to the van, but just kind of standing there, holding the van door, trying to get back in. Well, that door is messed up.
Right.
And it I don't want to unlock it, don't want to lock. So, I went to go pull off, and James, as I was saying, he fell, tried to get back up, and he fell and hit his head on the ground.
And you were in the parking lot there.
Yes.
Her story has now shifted, yet she still claims it was an accident. But why change one accidental story for another? Well, it's stupid and just proves how scared she is. But she's not yet done with her lies.
If we took you up that way, could you show us where?
Where he was at?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a little, not a big glob of blood, but there's like this much blood. Or maybe might be even more, where his head had hit the concrete. And I rolled him over, kind of try to help him back, see if I can get him to come back. Well,
did you know he was dead pretty soon though?
At first, he was still breathing. Like I said, he took a couple, like...
Where was he bleeding from?
Right here on the... Right on his head, like he went to fall down.
He was breathing out of his ears or his mouth? And if you don't remember...
He didn't have his mouth open.
Okay.
I know he had his eyes kind of like... You know how you kind of like sleep with your eyes open, like a tiny bit?
Right.
That's how he had his eyes.
Okay.
So he was like responding, but I guess couldn't talk.
Sure.
But he was breathing heavy. I don't know how many, I couldn't tell you how many breathing fast he was. But when I was with him, he was breathing still. And I was doing my CPR that I've learned how to do and try to bring him back. And I couldn't. So I did it for like 5 minutes, and I knew after 5 minutes there was no getting back.
So what did you do then?
I drove home.
You picked him up, put him in the van?
Yes.
Okay.
He thought I just threw.
Right.
I can't do that to my.
Sure.
I don't want to just throw him in there.
Right.
But what she could do was throw her dead son's body into the river.
Let me back up a little bit. So you put your son back in the van, you drove where?
Back home.
Back home. What did the other two children, what were they saying or thinking?
They were just kind of like shook up.
Okay.
Where were they at whenever little James fell?
One was coming out the bathroom, and one was just standing there. My daughter was the one just standing there, and she said, "Mommy, you didn't run him over," because I was scared. Like, please don't tell me I ran him over, because I would have really, 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 really felt bad.
But at that point, whenever you got standing out there, just coming out of the bathroom.
No, was standing out there. Was coming out the bathroom.
He's coming out of the bathroom, and then you've got little James over
here. And the door was open.
But you drove away.
No, I was sitting at the porta potter. Well, I went to go drive off.
So you
because he told me to make them seem like you're leaving them.
Right. So your vehicle was in motion.
Well, it was in park, and then I noticed his hand wasn't on the handle because I looked out the mirror. His hand wasn't on the mirror, on the handle, and so then I went to kind of like just pull off a little bit.
Just to scare him?
Yeah.
So you're saying that you were there basically to leave them?
Yeah, because he told me to leave them.
And that's fine. I get that. You're trying to keep Big James happy by getting rid of your kid.
Well, I was trying to tell him he needed to leave, but...
Right, no.
I didn't feel here and all that.
Let's stay right here. Just what we're talking about is you go there to drop the kids off, and you're going to leave them there.
So I don't leave. Like, I don't leave the park.
But
I got to the end of the entrance.
Okay.
And then turned back around and went back in there and got him.
Okay, but little James was on the ground when you got back.
Yes.
But whenever you left, your initial intentions were to leave them. That's why you went there to begin with. And you were going to leave them and come back to Middletown. Is that what?
No, I was going to leave them and act like I was going to leave them, but I was going to tell him that I left them. And in reality, I didn't.
What were you going to do with them?
I wasn't going to do anything with them, to be honest.
Well, if you took them...
I took them to there because he told me to take them somewhere and drop them off.
To get rid of them?
Yes.
Forever?
So I couldn't get rid of my kids.
And I don't doubt that a bit. I don't doubt that a bit. But that's where, and honey, you've been through a lot. And
well, I was when I was a kid and all this stuff.
Right. Well, we're just focus on whatever we're really discussing now. Okay? You're kind of getting all over the place here.
The detective's patience has to be appreciated. And by this point, it's laughable to see that Brittany still believes that she might be able to avoid jail.
And then, at what point did you see James on the ground?
I heard kids screaming. I don't remember. I thought it was for sure, but they both could have been screaming. I don't know.
Why were they screaming? Because you were leaving them?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they knew I wasn't never just going.
Sure.
So, they were standing by the bathroom stall, whatever it is, and James was kind of standing close to them, but not that close.
Sure.
And as I showed you on the paper, I just went around him and didn't realize he had the handle.
Did you see him grabbing a handle?
No.
Okay, you're just...
But when I kind of I'm assuming he grabbed the handle because I kind of pulled him a little bit, not much, and he got up. And it fell back down. I guess I kind of probably made him hurt his knee on the ground or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost his balance. And he tried to catch his balance. He didn't get to.
Right.
And he fell and busted his head on the ground.
And you drove back to the...
I didn't drive back to the house. I went back to get him.
How far away did you get?
Just around the road a little bit.
So... here's the road. This is the main entrance. Let me go back to satellite. That's the main entrance, and that's parked lot. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, that is the main entrance.
Well, when you come out the driveway, I remember turning this way.
You turn left.
Yeah. And then I only went, there's like this little cutoff kind of, like, pull off to the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went there and just turned back around and went back.
Okay.
Did you sit there at the pull off at any length of time?
No, I just...
Okay.
So
when you come back, he's on the ground?
Yes. I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving my kids. She can just get mad and leave, whatever.
Right. What day did this happen?
Friday.
What time?
I want to say 2, 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon? Or was it
in the morning?
At night?
In the morning.
Like in dark?
Well, it was dark outside, yes.
Yes.
But it was
2 to 3 a.m. in the morning.
So was it Thursday night into Friday morning, 3 a.m., or was it Friday night into Saturday morning, 3 a.m.?
Friday night into Saturday a.m.
Okay, so it was actually Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And it was dark?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't see nothing. It was raining.
However, even this is still not the whole truth. The truth is far more disturbing than any of her stories.
So you bring the kid back, you carry the kid in, and then what happens? Where do you put the kid? Where do you put James?
I just laid him on the when you walk in the door, that room right there, on the floor.
The front, when you walk in the front room?
Yes, the front room.
So the living room?
Or the couch is, yes.
You lay him?
I laid him on the floor.
Okay.
The bare floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he took him upstairs.
James took him upstairs.
And put him in the bedroom.
What time was it?
I want to say like a couple minutes once I got back. and carried them in. He took them upstairs and put them in the bedroom.
Like in a closet where?
It was on the floor. There's a window here and a window here. He put it right there on the floor.
Okay, so as I go up the steps, there's 2 bedrooms.
The straight.
Keep going straight. The straight bedroom. Okay. And you just, we're at on the floor. We're at in there.
Right there on that, not this front window, but the side window.
Okay. We're going to give you a few minute break, and then we'll be right back.
Do you need anything? You know the restroom? You need anything?
I wish I had my anxiety meds.
Well, we don't know if she got her anxiety medicines. However, we do know the truth. While Brittany tried to leave James and his siblings behind, James tried to get back in the car. However, the disturbing reality was that Brittany, who was so ready to leave them, couldn't be bothered to stop, and instead just kept driving. And this cruel act by Brittany caused young James to fall, and she ultimately ran him over. This sounds like a heartbreaking accident, but what she did after killing her own son completely changes the story. She decided to turn this accident into a cold-blooded murder, and Hamilton, who helped her, is about to face the same fate as her.
Now I'm going to jail just for helping her.
Okay, we can figure all that out. Okay, listen, this ain't fair to me. It ain't fair to the little boy either. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I told her that. I mean, when she called me and told me she's at the wrong place, I told her, turn around, come home. Turn around, come home.
The wrong place. You mean a
At Rush Run. When she said she wasn't at the right place, there's a building here, I can't do it there, I said, turn around, come on home. Just bring him home.
All right. Okay.
What was her plan then? Because he didn't accidentally get fall.
I don't know, sir. I mean, the story she told me when she came home, 1 minute it was he had the handle door, and she took off, and he fell.
On the car? On the van?
On my van.
Okay.
Then the next minute it was that he was chasing after her, tripped and fell.
So she told you a couple different stories.
Yes.
On March 5th, 2021, 29-year-old Brittany Gosney and 42-year-old James Hamilton were indicted by a Butler County grand jury on a combined total of 31 felony charges for the death of 6-year-old James Hutchinson, as well as crimes against his siblings. However, Brittany still showed no remorse for killing her own son, remaining the same cold and unempathetic mother.
What's the conversation between you and James? How does he want you to get rid of him?
He just told me to take him to the Rush Run. He just said Rush Run.
And do what?
He just told me to take him there and drop him off.
Okay.
So I took him there and dropped him off.
Okay. So now you're up at Rush Run. Okay, just you and the 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens?
I told the kids to get out.
Okay.
And then that's when James didn't want to get out, or he didn't even answer me.
So the 2 kids get out.
Yes.
Okay.
James would not answer me for nothing.
Okay.
And I was back there kind of like shaking his arm, trying to get him to talk to me, and he wouldn't say anything.
You're hiding there. At what point do you drive off?
Like 5 minutes later.
I'm about to lose my temper, and I'm trying not to. I'm going to take a break.
And the same thing was about to happen to the other detective, too.
I've caught you in like 5 lies in about 2 minutes because you cannot remember what story or sentence you said 30 seconds ago. Am I wrong?
No, I have a memory problem. I've been trying to tell you that.
You're full of We've already talked to
Can
you,
I have
doctor.
a paper so I can maybe...
I'm going to write down your lies and write down a good journal. You're full of
When the case went to trial, James Hamilton was indicted on 2 counts of gross abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. Additionally, he faced charges of kidnapping and 2 counts of child endangerment, resulting in a 19-year prison sentence. On August 16, 2021, Brittany Gosney pleaded guilty to murder and 2 counts of felony child endangerment for the killing of James Hutchinson and the abuse of her other 2 children. She was sentenced to life in prison, with a possibility of parole after 21 years. Tragically, James's body was never found. However, the search continues in the hope of finally giving him the proper goodbye that he deserves. So what do you think about this case? Was this the whole truth, or were there many more secrets left undisclosed? Feel free to share your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any cases in mind that you want to cover, please drop your suggestions in the comment section.